Okay, so the first program that we are going to do is I created one PY file. My first program is to sum of all the elements in list are tuple. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to do addition of all the elements in a list. So let me take one sample list. So my sample list is 10 comma 20 comma 30, 30 comma again 20 comma 40. So now what is the sum of all these elements? 40 plus 20 60, 90, 10, 120, total 120. So now I want to do that addition of all the elements, okay, in the list. So how we can do? We can do with the help of for loop. Our while loop also we can use, but in case of this list tuple, in those cases mostly we are going to use for loop only. Okay, so here I need one variable. Okay, just try to understand the algorithm first. Here I need one variable, okay, where I can store the sum. Okay, first I need to add 10, then 10 plus 20 30, then 30 plus 30 60, then 60 plus 20 80, then 80 plus 40 120. So each time I need to store that addition in one variable. Okay, so for that purpose I want to take one variable. Okay, my variable is add. You can take add some anything given, you can take a b, because we already discussed, right? The variable is user defined, you can have any name as variable. So here by default for addition, right, for that I'm giving 0. My default value I'm going to take as 0. Okay, or else you can have the first element. What is the first element? 10. And what is the index of that element? 0. Okay, I can take it. You can take either 0 or first element from the list. Okay, for I in, now you directly can't do for I in L. If you do like this, I'm going, what I will do, add is equals to add plus I. What it will do, it will add 10 two times, because in add this variable I already have the value 10. Again I'm going to add I, because whenever you do for I in L, first the I will take first element, that is 10, then it will take next element, then it will take third element, then it will take next element, like that it's going to take, right? So it won't work. Now what we need to do, we can use range. With index we can do range. Okay, so from where my index should start? If I won't give any start index, it's going to take as 0. But the value which I have in 0th index, I kept in this variable, no? So I can't take. So 0th position means start index I can't give as 0. My start index will be 1 and end index will be length of L. Length of L means it's total 5 elements. The length is 5. So here length of L means there will be 5. So as we discussed, Python won't include the end index. 5 it won't include. I have the index up to 4 only, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will do looping up to fourth element and it will stop. Fourth index. It will do loop up to fourth index. What is my fourth index? 40. I have in 40 value in fourth index. So it will stop. It won't include fifth index, because Python won't include the end index. After that, finally out of the for loop, you should print add. Here, I want to, in print statement, I want some content like addition, subtraction, or something like that. I want to specify. Okay. So that same addition along with this 120, the sum is 120, right? Along with 120, I need to print some content, extra text I need to print. How we can do? We should use double quotes and you can give sum. Then you should specify with comma. This is like a concatenation. Okay, in print statement you can use the comma as concatenation operator in print statement only. Morning we saw right how we can do concatenation on tuples or on list. In the same way, if you want to do like this in print statement, you can use comma. Then just give add here. Save it and let us run Python example.py. See, it's just printed 20. Oh, sorry. It's index, right? I'm doing. At that time, we should do this thing, right? L index of I. See, 120. Sum is sum. This is my content. I want to print the content as it is. Along with that, I want to print the sum of all the elements. Okay, if you want to print some text or something as it is in this output screen, you should specify that within double quotes, and you should if you have some any other content, you should separate them with comma. This is how we can do. And one more way, so here you can the default value you can take as 0, and you can take as 0. At that time, here you can give directly final and I. At that time, in I, first 10 will be stored, then in I, next time 20 will store, next time 30 will store, next time again 20 will store, next time 40 will store. See, the same thing will work here. So, based on the value we are going to assign to this variable, we can change the some syntax. Minor changes we need to do. This is how we can do some of all the elements. Okay, here I'm going to give you one exercise. You should do multiplication of all the elements in Python, sorry, in list. Multiplication of all the elements. There will be slight changes. Try on your own. If you won't get, I will explain. Okay, this is one example. Now let us discuss one more. So here what I want to do, I have this same list, but inside this I want to add 2 to each variable. So 10 plus 2 12, 20 plus 2 22, 30 plus 2 32, again 20 plus 2 22, 40 plus 2 42. So what I want to do, I want to add 2 to each element plus 2 to each element. How we can do? Here also we are going to use for loop only. Okay, I'm going to take one more list where I want to store the updated values. So 10 plus 2 12, 22, 32, 22, 42. These updated values I want to store in one more list. So take one empty list for I in L. Okay, so what we did, we discussed about append, we discussed, right? What append going to do? It's going to add one element to the end of the list. So here the same concept we are going to use L1 dot append. So plus 1 I need, plus 2 I need to do. I for in first place. So in first time in first loop, what is the value I have in I? 10. For that I need to add plus 2. Then finally first to print original list. Okay, original list. I'm separating this with comma. Then print after adding 2. So here why we are going to have these things. So based on this output, so based on this output, the person can understand, okay, whatever they can understand slightly, like what operation they did or what is the input, what is the output, what action we perform. To understand that, we are going to have this. See, see. Original list is 10, 20, 30, 20, 40. After adding to 12, 22, 32, 22, 42. This is how. And here I'm going to give you an example. Do 3 multiplication on each element. Okay. So you should do 10 into 3, 30, 20 into 3, 60, 30 into 3, 90, 20 into 3, 60, 40 into 3, 120. This will be my output. Okay. Okay. So here, next one more we are going to discuss. Here just I am going to use the one if condition. I will tell you what is the purpose of if condition. Then day after tomorrow we are going to discuss that if conditions as well. Normally if means along with if, so in while you saw, right, after while you are going to have the condition. If the condition will false, it will the control will come out. Same here, if we are going to have one condition, if the condition will satisfy, the statements within the if block will get execute. Okay, the statement within the if block will execute. So here I want to take one list. Here I want to take one list and I'm going to have 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8. Here, this is it. Okay, sorry, this is a list. Okay, here, okay, what I want to do, I want to print even numbers. Okay, if the number is even, I want to print. If the number is not even, I don't want to print. So, what is even number? Normally, what is even number?
Which is divided by 2.
Yeah, if that number is divided by 2, then and if at that time, if the remainder is 0, then we are going to tell that as even number. Am I correct? So see how we can do. For take one by one element. For that we are going to use looping. And here I want to use if condition, because if the element or if the value is even, then only I need to print. So if the number is divided by 2, then it is even, right? So the number. So where I'm going to store the number? My number I'm going to store in I, right? I. To get the reminder, we are going to use the percentage symbol. I will tell you the operators, but remember, to get the reminder, we are going to use percentage. So the number percentage 2 should be equals to 0. Then I am going to call that as even number. Correct, right? If we divide the number with 2 and if we get the remainder as 0, that is even number. See, if I run 2, 4, 6, 8, those are my even numbers. So here you should do print odd numbers. Okay, these 3 you should do multiplication of all the elements and do 3 multiplication on each element and print add numbers. These 3 are the exercises. Okay, complete it and share it with me. And along with this, I will check and I will give you few more exercises for tomorrow. Okay, yeah, okay guys, yeah, thanks.